Election Night Update from King 5 News.
Good evening. An election worker in Bothell says ballot boxes were the busiest they have ever been. Here they are collecting the ballots from the box tonight. And welcome to King 5's Election Night coverage. I'm Mark Wright.
Says a lot about the interest in turnout. I'm Lori Matsukawa. You still have time to vote in today's election. Washington requires that you either have your ballot postmarked today or you need to drop it into a ballot drop box by 8 p.m.
King 5's Eric Wilkinson joins us in Snohomish County, where the ballots are being processed tonight. Eric, good evening.
Good evening to you. And yeah, we are expecting a record turnout here in Snohomish County, up to 85% of the ballots being returned. If that holds, that would shatter the previous record of about 80% set during the first Obama election. There have been some issues with the physical ballots themselves. They're big. There's a lot of different initiatives, a lot of different races. And so it actually takes a little bit more postage when you're mailing those ballots in. There have been just a few reports of not all of those ballots making their way to where they're supposed to be. We're going to bring in Snohomish County Auditor Carolyn Weichel. Carolyn, how much of an issue has this been this year?
Well, we've had one report of a ballot being put in a mail with no postage on it, and it was returned to the voter. We did some testing of our own, putting ballots in with no postage and putting ballots in with reduced postage, and all of those got to us. So we're very good news.
Thanks very much, Carolyn. We appreciate it. We're expecting the first big ballot announcement here, or vote results announcement coming up just after 8 o'clock, and then they'll take the night off and come back tomorrow. We'll have some more results after 5 o'clock tomorrow. For now, in Snohomish County, Eric Wilkinson, King 5 News.
All right, Eric, thank you. NBC News is predicting that the U.S. House will stay under Republican control.
Political reporter Natalie Brand joins us now, along with our political analyst, Seattle U Professor Marco Lowe, and former state senator Dino Rossi. Let's first get your reaction to the Republicans maintaining the House of Representatives. No big surprise, right?
No surprise at all. I think people knew that was going to happen. It was quite a mountain for the Democrats to climb to try to take it over. So I don't think anybody's really surprised.
We're talking how many seats here?
They needed about 30, and frankly, the Republican Party has worked at the state legislature level in many states to redistrict into stronger positions, and it's borne fruit now for decades.
And it shows you the power of being an incumbent. None of our seats where that are not open are expected to change, so no big surprises there. But we will be watching the Senate.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is about 8 seats, right?
8 seats.
Correct. At this point? Okay. Let's talk about the Republican running for governor in our state, kind of having some trouble drumming up support. Dino, what's your thoughts on that race?
You know, running statewide in the state of Washington with an R by your name, you roll out of bed about 8 points behind. And so you got to make that up. And it takes resources, it takes volunteers, and it's not an easy task. And, you know, Bill's done a terrific job of doing what he could with what he had, and we'll see what happens tonight.
What could Bill have done differently to drum up more support over the last few months?
Well, it's always hard until they get the count in to see what he did or didn't do, but I think in terms of fundraising, we saw more than doubling by Governor Inslee over Bill Bryan, and that makes a difference at the ballot box.
And the other thing is the Republican Governors Association did not weigh in this race, and as they did in my race and they did in McKenna's race. And so not having the outside help, it makes it difficult in a generally a Democratic state.
All right, Dino, Marco, Natalie, thanks. We'll see you guys in a little bit. And as we head back to NBC's Election Night coverage, let's take another look at the Electoral College picture. Currently, Hillary Clinton has 75 at this point, and Donald Trump with 72. We will continue to track both the big local and national races. We'll have another update here on King in about 25 minutes from now.
Until then, head to king5.com for real-time election results and our streaming coverage.